Good morning, kindergartners. Today we are going to do another letter, and it is the letter I in our Pictionary book. I is a pretty fun letter to make, and it's actually not too tricky. So all you need to do, I'm using this pen again. We're going to see how this works this week. We're going to make a straight line down, whoops, and then this letter I gets to wear shoes, and he also gets to wear a top. A hat. So let's go ahead and make it again. Straight line down. If I just wore the hat with my letter I, it would not be the letter I, it would be the letter T. You're correct. The only tricky part here is trying to make your hat and your shoes about the same length. So look at that. Ooh, that's not bad. And there's my shoes about the same length. I also want to try to make sure that my top line of my hat, whoops, we don't want my head above my hat. That's kind of silly, isn't it? And I want my shoes at the bottom. It looks like Mrs. Ernest is better at putting the shoes at the bottom than she is putting the hat at the top. I'm going to try one more time because I need to get this right. So there goes my line down. Now I'm going to make sure this goes right to the top. That's the key. When I get quiet, it looks really good. I'm going to try the bottom now. Let's see if this can be my best eye. Not bad. Not bad at all. Kindergartners, I'm going to circle my last one. I hope you got that right. And the letter I is such a cute little letter I. We make a straight line down, and then it gets a dot. Here we go. Straight line down and a dot. You could probably make a whole bunch of these, but 4 or 5 are enough, maybe 6. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room here so I have room to circle. Oh my. Ooh, I think the computer almost wrote that one, but it didn't. I did it. Oh my. I'm just having so much fun. I'm going to go ahead and make a few more. Then I'm going to stop there. All right, I'm going to pick this one that looks almost like a computer did it, except for I didn't make it all the way to the bottom, but that's okay because now I have room to make my circle around. All right, kindergartners, I have a couple things that we can make for the letter I. The first one is something that you do a lot. You probably go in places or you might put your toys in something. So we're going to make the word in. We're going to start with our lowercase I, and then we're going to make the letter N, and we've already done that, so we're going to make a straight line down, and then one bump. And there's the word in. Now, to make the word in is going to be kind of tricky. So we're going to make something that's going to look kind of like a box. Does that kind of look like a box or a toy box or something? And then we're going to draw an arrow, and we're going to make an arrow go into it. So I'm going to kind of make a curved arrow. It's going to go like this. Then we're going to make our arrow at the end. So it looks like I put something into that box. Does that work? All right, for our next word, we're going to start with the word in, but we're going to add something to it to make a different word. And that is going to be this word. Let's see if you can figure it out. It's going to start with an I. Oops, my pen is choosing not to write. And then it's going to have the N, like I told you, it's going to start the same. But then it's going to have something that's called a digraph, and it's the sound ch, ch, ch. And that sound is actually a C and an H put together. So let's sound this out. We have inch, inch, inch. An inch is a measurement, and that measurement might be on something called a ruler. So we're going to make a long, skinny rectangle. It's going to be like a ruler. Now, the cool thing about a ruler is a ruler has 12 inches on it. So we're going to make 12 inches. We're going to start by making a line right down the middle of your rectangle. Can you do that for me? So we need to have 6 on this side and 6 on this side, and that would be 12. So the first thing we're going to do is I want you to draw another line down the middle of this one. And then I want you to draw 2 lines down the middle of this one. And then I want 2 lines down the middle of this one. And let's count how many spaces we have over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we add 6 over here, we'll have all 12 together. So let's go ahead and do the exact same thing. We're going to start by drawing a line down the middle. And then you need 2 lines on this side. Mine aren't perfectly spaced, but I'm doing my best, and that's what counts. And then we need 2 lines down this side. And now I think we're ready to count how many there are all the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And guess what? One of those is an inch. So I'm going to take my little pen and I'm going to make a little line and an arrow to one of those spaces. The whole thing is a foot, but just this little one spot, that is an inch. Good job, kindergartners. Remember, you can always pause this if you need to. Okay, to do this next word, I'm going to have to go below the line. So I'm going to move my little stop sharing box over here, and we're going to write this word. This is something you might live in if you lived up at the North Pole. I bet you know what it is already. It starts with I. So we're going to make our straight line down for our I and our little dot. And then it's ig, g, g. There's the letter G. So I'm going to make my circle. Then I'm going to come back down. Oh, it looks like an A, but I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to curve around. And there's my G. Ig, g, iggle. There's my L. Igloo. Ooh. Ooh is 2 O's. There we go, my igloo. I think we did this yesterday in our Pictionary book. So what I would like you to do is draw a straight line across. Go ahead and take a big bump here. And then this part is just going to have a little rectangle or square. The igloos used this so they could get in here and stay warm inside their hut. If they had too big of a door, then it would get too cold. And then just like yesterday, we're going to make lines across. Whoa, that was a big one. Those are some big ice blocks over there. We're going to make some lines across here. Don't make them straight down into a square if you can. Make them a little off-centered because that would have made the igloo a lot stronger if the little blocks were a little bit off-centered, kind of like any wall that you would make. If you were stacking blocks right now and you made them all in a straight line, they would probably fall over easier. If you do Legos, how many of you make sure that you have your Legos connect to each other, not just in a straight line? Whoops, that one I did right on top of each other. That wasn't the best move. But I did my best, and that's all that matters. All right, kindergartners, igloo, inch, and in. All start with the letter I.